डिवाइन ग्रेस एसी भक्ति वेदांत स्वामी शिल प्रभुपाद की जय। जय ओम विष्णुपाद परमहंस परिव्राजकाचार्य अष्टोत्तर हत श्री श्री डिवाइन ग्रेस भक्ति सिद्धांत सरस्वती गोस्वामी महाराज शिल प्रभुपाद की जय। अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की जय। नमोचार्य शील हरिदास ठाकुर की जय। प्रेम से कहो श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासादि श्री गौर भक्त वृंद की जय। श्री श्री राधा कृष्ण गोप गोपीनाथ श्याम कुंड राधा कुंड गिरिराज गोवर्धन की जय। ब्रजमहि वृंदावन धाम की जय। मायापुर नवद्वीप धाम की जय। श्रीक्षेत्र जगन्नाथपुरी धाम की जय। गंगामयी जमुनामयी की जय। भक्ति देवी तुलसी महारानी की जय। समवेत गौर भक्त वृंद की जय। पतित पावन श्री हरिनाम संकीर्तन की जय। मोस्ट मर्सीफुल लॉर्ड श्री श्री राधा मदन मोहन की जय। श्री श्री जगन्नाथ बलदेव सुभद्रा महारानी की जय। श्री श्री गौर निताय की जय। गौर प्रमानंदे हरि हरि बोल। ऑल ग्लोरीज असेंबल डिवोटीज हरे कृष्ण। ऑल ग्लोरीज असेंबल डिवोटीज हरे कृष्ण। ऑल ग्लोरीज असेंबल डिवोटीज हरे कृष्ण। ऑल ग्लोरीज ऑल ग्लोरीज श्री गुरु एंड गौरांगा। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। नारायण नमस्कृत्यं नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवी मुदीरयेत् नष्टप्रायेषु अभद्रेषु नित्यं भागवत सेवया। भगवती उत्तमश्लोके भक्तिर्भवति नैष्टिके। कृष्णाय वासुदेवाय देवकी नंदनाय च नंदगोपकुमाराय गोविंदाय नमो नमः। हरे कृष्ण। रीडिंग फ्रॉम श्रीमद् भागवतम कैंटो 4 चैप्टर 26 टेक्स्ट 26। तन्मे प्रसीदा सुहृदा कृतकिल्बिषस्य स्वैरं गतस्य मृगयां व्यसना आतुरस्य का देवरं वशगतं कुसुमा अस्त्रवेगा विसन्ना विरस्ता पौमस्नम उसति न भजेता कृत्ये तन्मे प्रसीद सुहृदा कृतकिल्बिषस्य स्वैरं गतस्य मृगयां व्यसनातुरस्य का देवरं वशगतं कुसुमास्त्रवेगा विरस्तपंसम् उसति न भजेत कृत्ये तन्मे प्रसीद सुहृदा कृतकीलविशस्य स्वैरं गतस्य मृगयां व्यसनातुरस्य कादेवरं वसगतं कुसुमास्त्रवेगा विरस्तपुंस्नम् उशती न भाजयेत कृत्ये तन्मे प्रसिद्धि श्रुता कृतकीलविशस्य कुसुमास्त्रवेगा यशस्तपंस्नमुसति न भजयेत कृत्ये तन्मे प्रसीद सुहृदा कृतकीलविशस्य स्वैरं गतस्य मृगयां व्यसनान्तुरस्य कादेवरं वसगतं कुसुमास्त्रवेगा विरस्तपुंसमुसति न भजेत कृत्ये तन्मे प्रसीद सुहृदा कृतकीलविशस्य स्वैरं गतस्य मृगयां व्यसनातुरस्य कादेवरं वसगतं कुसुमास्त्रवेगा विशस्तपंसमुसति न भजेत कृत्ये. Mataji, तन्मे प्रसीद श्रुदा कृतकीलविशस्य गतस्य मृगां व्यसना तादेवरं वसगतं कुसुमास्त्रवेगा विरस्तपुंस्नमुपसति न भजेत कृत्ये. Translation. My dear queen, due to my sinful desires, I went to the forest to hunt without asking you. Therefore, I must admit that I have offended you. Nonetheless, thinking of me as your most intimate subordinate, you should still be very much pleased with me. Factually, I am very much bereaved, but being pierced by the arrow of Cupid, I am feeling lusty. But where is the beautiful woman who would give up her lusty husband and refuse to unite with him? Purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Both men and women desire one another. That is the basic principle of material existence. Women in general always keep themselves beautiful so that they can attractive to their lusty husbands. When a lusty husband comes before his wife, the wife takes advantage of his aggressive activities and enjoys life. Generally, when a woman is attacked by a man, whether her husband or some other man, she enjoys the attack, being too lusty. In other words, when one's intelligence is properly utilized, both the intellect and the intelligent person enjoy one another with great satisfaction. Yesterday in Bhagavatam, Janmaithunadigrahamaidi sukham hitucham kandu yanena karayor eva dukkha dukkham. The actual happiness of the karmis is sex life. They work very hard outside the home, and to satiate their hard labor, they come home to enjoy sex life. King Puranjana went to forest to hunt, and after his hard labor, he returned home to enjoy sex life. If a man lives outside the home and spends a week in a city or somewhere else, at the end of the week, he becomes very anxious to return home and enjoy sex life with his wife. This is confirmed in Srimad Bhagavatam, Janmaithunadi Gruhamedi Sukham Hitucham. Karmis work very hard simply to enjoy sex. Modern human society has improved the materialistic way of life simply by inducing unrestricted sex life in many different ways. This is most prominently visible in the Western world. Thus end the Bhaktivedanta purports of the 4th canto, 26th chapter of the Srimad Bhagavatam, entitled King Puranjana goes to forest to hunt and his queen becomes angry. Shri Radha Madan Mohan ki jai. Shri Jagannath Baldev Subhadra Maharani ki jai. Shri Gaur Nitai ki jai. Om Ajnanatimirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakhyurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Sri Gurave Namah. Sri Chaitanya Manovishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamahyam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Sri Gurah Sri Jutabadakamalam Sri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Sri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathanvitam Tang Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadhutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Sri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Sri Visakhanitamsam Namom Vishnu Padaya Krishna Pristhaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami iti namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharini Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Deenabandhu Jagatpate Gopesh Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namastute Jayatam Sruto Pango Mamandamatergati Mat Sarvasva Padamboja Radha Madana Mohano Divya Vrindaranya Kalpadramado Sri Madratnagara Singhasanastho Sri Sri Radha Srila Govinda Devo Pristhalivi Sebhyamano Smarami Sriman Rasara Sarambhi Bansi Badadastitaha Karshan Beno Swaner Gopi Gopinatha Sri Astmanaha Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrisabhanushti Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Namo Mahavadanyaya Krishna Priyam Pradayate Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Namni Gauratuse Namaha Panchatattvatmakam Krishnam Bhaktarupa Swarupakam Bhaktavatara Bhaktakhyam Namami Bhaktasaktikam Jaya Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhara Shivaswadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Mukhaṁ karoti vācālaṁ Pangulang Ghayate Giri Yat Kripatamahang Bande Sri Guru Dinatarine Paramananda Madhava Sri Chaitanya Ishvara. Hare Krishna. Before I would like to discuss in Bhagavatam, I sincerely and humbly take the blessings of Executive Anandamaya Prabhu and His Grace Radheshyam Prabhu and all the assembled Vaishnavas and Vaishnavis. Please bless me in the way that we will be discussing in Bhagavatam, which will purify our consciousness and engage on in discussing the all wonderful activities of Harikatha. Today we are discussing the last verse of Srimad Bhagavatam, 4th canto, 26th chapter, entitled King Puranjana goes to the forest to hunt. In beginning of this chapter, we got to know that this is an allegorical story. spoken by the great sage Narada Muni to King Puranjana to make him aware what he is and what he is doing and what he is supposed to do in a very special way. Here, King Puranjana and the good wife of Puranjani is playing a very special role to make the King Prachinnabaris understand. King Prachinnabaris, the King Puranjana is something describing as a living entity, and the good wife of Puranjana is allegorically explained that she is representing the intelligence of a sadhaka or a living entity. So this chapter is describing that King Puranjana went to forest to hunt the animals with the mode of passion and ignorance by leaving his wife at home. That means without intelligence, by keeping the intelligence aside, the king was affected with the passion and ignorance and went to kill the animals in the forest. The whole chapter describes about how he's been affected with that and killed so many animals. And then now this chapter describing, and this particular sloka is describing that he returned home and he's anxious to unite with his wife. At the same time, he could see that the wife is not happy with him, and it described previous verses that she was in the floor and she was kind of angry with king. Srila Prabhupada gives a very special understanding in this verse. The primal understanding of this specific verse is, Srila Prabhupada gives, let us think that first before we get further details. When one's intelligence is properly utilized, both the intellect and the intelligent person enjoy one another with great satisfaction. So this is the primary understanding of this verse Srila Prabhupada mentions. That means whether a human being is a practicing devotee or not practicing devotee, whether he is a pure devotee or poor devotee, he wants to get satisfaction. That means he must properly united with his intelligence or properly utilize his intelligence. Only when the intelligence is properly utilized, then the living entity will get proper satisfaction. And intelligence, when properly utilized, that means it is Krishna consciousness. And Srila Prabhupada gives also over here how the common principles of this material world, that opposite gender attract to each other, and the so-called advancement of this whole modern society is to get attracted to each other, induce attracted to each other, and enjoy in most, what do you call, the Prabhupada says that unrestricted way. But however, for a practicing devotee, the same world, the same world and the same people and the same near and dears can give a different way to connect to Krishna, provided that if we want so. The other day, with the special blessings of Radhashyam Prabhu, we were discussing the wonderful topic about who is material Cupid and who is spiritual Cupid. When one understands the concept behind this, then it is possible for one to desire to be attracted by the spiritual Cupid, and could able to get the spiritual strength to get out of the material Cupid or not being attracted towards material Cupid. Srimad Bhagavad Gita very clearly tells us that when one receives the higher test, the lower test will have tasteless for him. Otherwise, it is difficult to give up the lower test. Seeking happiness is the propensity of the soul, seeking happiness in the wrong place, in wrong way, that has been happening in this world. But that can be truly happening when one gets the higher test, gets to know where to seek the happiness and how to seek the happiness. And then one can very easily give up, or very easily can get out of this attraction of the material Cupid. Why Krishna is called spiritual Cupid? It is a very wonderful topic. Cupid is the personality who attracts everybody in this material world. But Krishna is, and through the effect of Cupid, what is happening? A living entity been attracted to the opposite gender. It is never been described that a king is attracted towards a lower species of life. It never had described anywhere. It never happens. This is not the principle of this world. But in general, the living entity is being attracted towards the opposite gender. Whereas Krishna, if we read from Bhagavatam, 9th canto, 24th chapter, 65th verse, it is Krishna's beauty has been described. How Krishna is so beautiful. And furthermore, in 10th canto, he described that when Krishna was playing his wonderful activities in the forest of Vrindavan, everybody was being attracted to Krishna. Starting from the Chara to Achara, the movable and immovable living entities. In Vrindavan, everybody is conscious. So, even river Jamuna, it was flowing, but it became stagnant. The stagnant things like stones, it became melted. And the trees were bowing down as if they are bowing down at the lotus feet of Balaram and Krishna. The fruits were loaded with the tree and they were bowing down. The bees were doing their sound, attracted towards Krishna's Vaijayanti Mala and garland. And the Gopas, the same gender, the boys, cowherd boys, they were jubilant. We can see the famous picture of Krishna Balaram going in Vrindavan, river bank of Jamuna, and long distance you will see the pictures of Gopas were enjoying Krishna's association, running and dancing. So they are completely attracted towards it. I heard there is a wonderful competition, like one time our Sunday school program was going on, and Raj Sambhra was giving a wonderful topic, saying that the same Sanskrit verse has been kept in two places of Srimad Bhagavatam. Let us see who is first. Aham, what is it? Aham Purvam. These are the things have been discussed in Sivandra Manthan. Who will be getting the Amrita first? The demigods and devotees, they were like, let me take first. And also it is described in Krishna's past in Vrindavan Dham. The cowherd boys were running, and who is going to touch Krishna first? So that was the competition. So Krishna is attracted towards cowherd boys, and definitely Krishna is attracted towards the gopis, themselves of Vrindavan. The young gopis, the old gopis, young boys, old elderly cowherd men, everybody is being attracted. The cows, calves, birds, leaves, everybody is being attracted to Krishna. Why? Because he is all attractive. Akarsati iti Krishna. And it's not that attraction make them to just feel like that. Okay, I'm happy. I feel it's looking nice. It's not like that. They were completely mesmerized. They completely forgot their existence. Who are they? Where they are? They are simply thinking that here is Krishna, I am with Krishna. Nothing else exists for me. That was the effect of the transcendental Cupid Krishna. And similarly, by the grace of the Acharyas, especially Srila Prabhupada's teaching, if we follow, even in this material world, Srila Prabhupada writes many places in the Srimad Bhagavatam purport or other book, Gita purport and everywhere. Especially in Srimad Bhagavatam, one purport where the prayer is been given by, offered by Dhruva Maharaj, Bhakti Muhu Prabhatam Toime Prasanga, Bhuya Tananta Mahatamala Sayana. In that Prabhupada writes that in our Krishna conscious movement, we made in a way that devotees can continuously engage throughout the day and night, 24 hours of service for Krishna. Incessant flow of rivers. She says that just like the pure devotees are constantly engaged in Krishna, thought of Krishna, it is possible in this world by the devotees of Krishna consciousness, through their services to Krishna, they were continuously thinking of Krishna. What was been given as a special privilege for the Brajavasis, whether they be birds, beasts, cows, calves, gopis and gopas, the same privilege, same facility of Krishna consciousness given to each one of us personally, provided that if you want to get it. That is Krishna consciousness. Srila Prabhupada was so happy to write this purport. And so, what we are talking over here, Srila Prabhupada is saying that the modern human society has improved the materialistic way of life simply by inducing unrestricted sex life in many different ways. This is most prominently visible in the Western world. It was now it is spread to India so much. Many parts of the world. And only way to get out of it is if we somehow or other get connected to Krishna consciousness. There is no other way. Because every other way it's been more or less promoting or not talking about that. Krishna consciousness is the only society where it has been spoken very boldly and practiced very strongly by the practicing devotees. How the Krishna consciousness can be made very simple way. So in gist, that this whole chapter describes how by keeping the intelligence separately or without using intelligence, how a person been afflicted by the modes of nature and may happy to kill the innocent animals, and how by properly utilizing one's intelligence a person can get proper satisfaction. And what is the true utilization of intelligence? Be Krishna consciousness. That's it. Buddhi is supposed to utilize so that one can come close to Krishna. And Krishna says that in Bhagavad Gita, Dadami buddhi yogam tam yenama upayantite. The buddhi yoga is given by Krishna only by which we can approach to Krishna, surrender to Krishna. So that is the proper utilization of intelligence. So, and that gives the perfect satisfaction for every living entity, specifically with the human being. Because intelligence is the special gift of the Lord for man or human being. Other lower species of life, they don't have that highly developed intelligence that they can think so much about Krishna consciousness. So today is the most auspicious day of the disappearance day of Srila Narahari Sarkar. And I thought we'll discuss a little bit about Narahari Sarkar. One Bengali poet has mentioned, I think his name was some Vaishnav Das or somebody, I forgot his name. He mentioned that by discussing and hearing the great qualities of Vaishnava, a devotee will be purified in one's consciousness and march fast in process of Krishna consciousness. So, with that expression in our mind, we will now discuss a little bit about the great devotee and great associate of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Narahari Sarkar. Kaviraj Goswami writes in Chaitanya Charitamrita, the Supreme Personality Godhead Krishna, he is the personality who is always releasing um, in the spiritual realm, in the association of his pure devotees, Antaranga Bhaktas. But we discuss when he desires to perform the Prakata Lila, then he enters to this Bhama Vrindavan, Gokul Vrindavan, from Golaka. Krishna Kishora Shekhara Dharmi Brajendra Nandana Prakata Lila Korivare Jave Kare Mana. When he desires to do Prakata Lila, he comes to this mental world. When he comes to this mental world, he brings the whole paraphernalia from the spiritual world to the material world. He brings the whole team of devotees in the material world. They appear in different forms, in different personalities, and take part in Krishna's pastime, by which they themselves receive the great satisfaction, and they give the most satisfaction to Krishna, the pleasure to Krishna. That is their whole goal. Whether they are in this world or that world, the goal is to please Krishna or satisfy Krishna. So, one such great personality that named as Madhumati, she is the very confidential servant of Srimati Radharani. And that personality has appeared in Kali Yuga as Narahari Sarkar in the holy land of Srikhandagram near the Bardhaman district. So Kabiraj Goswami, Kavi Karnapura writes in Gaur Ganadesa Deepika, Pura Madhumati Prana Sakhi Vrindavane Sthita Adhuna Narahari Arakhya Sarakara Prabhu Priya. Earlier, that great associate and confidential servant of Srimati Radharani, Madhumati, appeared in age of Kali as Narahari Sarakar, Prabhu, and he is Prabhu, Mahaprabhu is very priya, he is very dear to Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So there was a great devotee family, or especially what you call, and in this world we can say the Vaidya family, the physician family, living in the place of Srikhandagram. And the great person named Narayana Das, he had three sons, Mukunda Das, Madhav Das, and Narahari Das. Mukunda Sarkar was the elder son, and Madhava was the middle son, and Narahari Sarkar was the younger son. In the Vaidya family, being the elder son, Mukunda, he was taking the complete responsibility of the family. And within due course of time, Narayana left this world, and Mukunda took the service very seriously and spent money and sent his younger brother Narahari to the special place to learn the Vedic scripture very thoroughly. And that was Navadip. Navadip was the high seed of learning at that time. The big Panditas, Chakravartis, Misras, Dvivedis, Trivedis, Chaturvedis, they were there, and they were learning, teaching and learning so much. Except one particular aspect of learning, that is Nyaya, everything was been very, very sophisticatedly and properly taught in Navadip. And Narahari Sarkar went there and studied the Vedic literature very thoroughly. And Mukunda, being a very, very wonderful personality and very responsible personality, he was excelling in his profession also. He was such a great physician that he was been considered as a family physician of the great Nawab during that time. Once, one king of Bengal, called him for some consultation, some diagnosis. And the king was sitting in the higher platform. Mukunda has come over there to diagnose, and he was standing there and talking and trying to diagnose things. At the same time, the servants of the great king was trying to give solace or cooling to the Nawab or king. They were trying to fan him with the pickup feather. When Mukunda seen the pickup feather, he immediately remembered Krishna, and the ecstatic symptoms in his body was manifesting, and he was falling ground. And then king and everybody was kind of alarmed. What is this? What is happening? Is he surviving? Everybody came and made him to sit down and like try to talk to him. Is there anything he's feeling? He said that no, this comes. I have some disease like epilepsy and something. I just sometimes get this kind of feeling. That's no issue. That is what a pure devotee never expose his ecstatic symptoms outside. So the reason I'm talking about this because we just wanted to know what Mukunda Sarkar is. He's not a family man. He's not only a big physician, but he's a transcendentalist. His transcendence level is such a high that by seeing a pickup feather, he could immediately think of Krishna and faint. That was the level of Mukunda's devotion. And he has a great son. His name was Raghunandan. Everybody knows the greatness of Raghunandan in our Gaudiya Vaishnava Sampradaya. One time Mukunda has to go out probably to give consultation to somebody as a Vaidya, and he had the regulation of offering bhoga to Gopinath every day in the temple. And he told his wife that today I'm going out, I may become late, so send the bhoga in the hand of our son Raghunandan and let him offer bhoga to Gopinath. And Raghunandan went to altar to offer bhoga to Gopinath, and with his childlike faith, with a folded hand, with the core of his heart, he offered prayers to Gopinath, because that's what he learned from his father and mother, how to offer bhoga. My dear Gopinath, please accept this bhoga. And he could see that you're standing there, and he see that bhoga is remaining like that. Being a small child, he thought that if Krishna accepts the bhoga, it will be adjust. But the plate remains same. So he came and again offering and prayers and asking Krishna to Gopinath to accept the bhoga, it was remain same. And within due course of time, he with feelingly cry out and tears in his eyes, with folded hand, he said, my dear Gopinath, please accept the bhoga. My father will be happy if you accept the bhoga. And Gopinath personally took the bhoga. Plate became empty. And he went home and kept the plate and went playing. When Mukunda came and said that there is no bhoga. How is it? His wife said that our son Raghunandan went and offered bhoga, and he came and said that Krishna ate it. Gopinath ate it. And Mukunda said that, how is it possible? All these days I offered, the plate was full. And next day, to test Raghunandan devotion, Mukunda has asked his wife to prepare laddus and asked Raghunandan to offer. And Mukunda was hiding behind to see. And as usual, Raghunandan prayed to Gopinath. And after some time, again he came and again he prayed. Tears in his eyes. He said that, please Gopinath, please take it. You took last time, this time you're not taking it. Please tell me what did I do mistake. Please take it. Gopinath extended his hand and took the laddu and started eating it. And Mukunda was ecstatic. And at that very moment, the laddu left. Some says, I didn't have the great fortune to visit there, but I heard the devotees who went there said that still the half laddu is being preserved in the Gopinath temple. That's the great thing. So in Srila Prabhupada's society, we learn that deities are not only just kept to decorate and pray for. No, deities are the persons, and they perform their pastimes, and the pure devotees, the pure devotion can witness those pastimes. And one of our great devotees says that when a practicing devotee heard the great astonishment or the special activities of the Lord in his deity form, what should be his feeling? I was very happy to hear that. He said that the superhuman activities or the special activities of the deities are not only the things which makes us to develop faith in Krishna consciousness. They are the things should increase our faith in Krishna consciousness. So insist, the devotees are not expected to have faith in the Lord's presence by seeing the astonishments. No. Hearing the scriptures and in association of devotees, they should develop their faith in Krishna. So one time Srila Prabhupada was there, and one great learned person, he was asking Prabhupada, why, this is a very special pastime of the deities, why your followers and you all encourage so much to offer bhoga to Krishna in various delicious way and cook so much of items, and why it is so? Krishna is all pervading, everywhere he is existing. Why that is in deity form, so much of things you are doing? Krishna doesn't want to eat like that. Prabhupada is a very special personality. He knows what to tell to whom. And he makes everybody to experience the feeling. He says that, Prabhupada said that, well, Krishna said in Bhagavad Gita, he eats. Patram puspam phalam toyam jamai bhaktya prayachati. Ashnami, I eat. If somebody gives me patra puspa phala with bhakti, I eat. But you tell Krishna doesn't eat. Whom should I believe? Krishna or you? This is Prabhupada's live example. You don't have to give so much big philosophies. So deities eats. And the wonderful pujaris, like our His Grace Sanatananda Prabhu, since 30 years, he is serving Madan Mohan. He must have witnessed so many wonderful pastimes. He is so humble to not to tell anything so much about it. He says, I am a simple personality. One time, Prabhu was there and he was reading Chaitanya Bhagavat, and he said that, Madan Mohan Prabhu, what does it mean? I said, Prabhu, you are talking about me? I should tell you in Bhagavatam. No, I was just thinking to discuss with you about this. This is humility. So, the devotees with a pure devotion, sometimes out of Krishna's causeless mercy, they witness the special activities of the deities. But that doesn't mean that everybody has to see that, to believe on deities. And then we heard that this great personality, Narahari Sarkar, he was living in Sikhandagram. One time, Lord Nityananda and Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu visited to Sikhandagram, and they visited to Narahari Thakur's home. They said that, we know who are you. Can you bring us some honey? Madhumati she's a great associate of Srimati Radharani, whose service was to bring honey for the pleasure of their lordship, divine couple, Radha and Krishna, and sometimes to Balaram also. So when Nityananda Prabhu and Mahaprabhu asked, simply Narahari Sarkar went to nearby pond and filled the water in a pot and offered them, this is for you, my dear Lord, please accept it. Which is simple, childlike demeanor, he just offered that. And in front of everybody's eyes, that pot became completely filled of honey. And they both accepted it with great pleasure. And with their blessing, for all time to come, on that very moment, the whole pond became pond of honey. And even till today, the pond water tastes very sweet, it seems. So this is one of the special pastime of Narottam Das Thakur. And Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is very, very, very serious if somebody glorifies him as Supreme Personality God of Krishna. But he allows only few personalities. Those who glorify Krishna, those who glorifies Krishna, he didn't say anything about them. So one such personality is Narahari Sarkar, which is wonderful Sanskrit and Bengali poetry. He glorified Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu as Supreme Personality God Hare Krishna himself. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu didn't say anything about it. So he is one of the authorized person to tell Supreme Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu that you are Krishna. And one time Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu instructed him later on in his dream that you should make 3 deities of mine and install in 3 different places. So following the order of Narahari Sarkar, following the order of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Narahari Sarkar installed the 3 deities of Gauranga Mahaprabhu in 3 different places. One was in Shikhanda, one is in Ganganagar, and one was in Kantakanagara, or the place where Mahaprabhu took sannyas, Katwa. The 3 deities of Mahaprabhu is installed by Narahari Sarkar. So during early days, even when Mahaprabhu Mahaprabhu came from Gaya after receiving instruction from his spiritual master Ishwarapuri, and the special instruction what he received, he said that Nacho gao bhakta sange kara sankirtana Krishna nama upadesi tara sarvajana. After receiving this instruction, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu became ecstatic. He completely forgot his external consciousness. He was oftentimes was in ecstasy chanting the holy name, forgot where he is, what he is, who are around. He was chanting the holy name, inducing everybody to chant the holy name, and his mouth was talking about only Krishna. And in that ecstatic mood, when he came to Navadvip, from that day he had 2 constant associates with him. One was Gadadhar Pandit, other was Narahari Sarkar. And we also learn from Bhaktivinoda Thakur, with his divine realization, he sees in Gaurarti, and he writes that Gaurarti, Narahari adi kori chamara dhulai Sanjaya mukunda basu ghosha adi gai. So Narahari, his service was to offer chamara seva to Lord Gauranga. And we also learn from Chaitamrita, Kaviraj Goswami describes in many places that Shikhanda Adivasis, the residents of Shikhanda, are the most special devotees. And one among them was Shivananda Sen. And they were every time coming to Jagannath Puri to associate with Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, especially during Rath Yatra. And Shivananda Sen's service during Rath Yatra visit to Jagannath Puri was incomparable. He was kind of arranging everything, kind of all hospitality for every single person. Even a dog was receiving proper respect. And for that, for those residents of Shikhanda, Mahaprabhu given a standby order. Every year, all you devotees should bring the special cushion for Lord Jagannath to sit in Pahandi Vijaya. And they were also bringing the special rope to pull the chariot. These are the special services Mahaprabhu used to give them. In many places, their glories are described in Chaitanya Charitamrita. Along with Narahari Sarkar, Mukunda Sarkar, and the great Raghunandan, Kaviraj Goswami described there are the devotees like Sulochana, Damodar Kaviraj, Ramachandra Kaviraj, Govinda Kaviraj, Balarama Das, Ratikanta, and great devotees. Later on, we'll describe a little bit. Maybe you can bear with me for 5-10 minutes more. We'll discuss a little bit. These are the devotees from Shikhanda Gram. One time, Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was sitting. It was the time when Rath Yatra is over and devotees are planning to go back to Navadvip. And Mahaprabhu with folded hand, he said that, my dear devotees, this is a beautiful verse. Sannyasi manusha ama nahi kichu dhana. I'm a sannyasi, I have no wealth. What can I give you? Please be satisfied with your love and devotion to Lord Jagannath. This is what Supreme Personality God Sri Krishna tells at the end of his super special pastime of Rasa Leela to the gopis. And the same thing repeated by Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu to the residents of Navadvip, especially the Sikhandagram Adivasis. And Sannyasi Manusama Nahi Kuchudhana. I have no wealth that I can offer to you. Please be satisfied with your devotion to Lord Jagannath. And please keep coming and give me all of your association. And he asked, so Mukunda, who is father and who is son? Is it Raghunandan or you? And Mukunda, with his heart melting, he was put forward an answer, my dear Lord, Raghunandan is my father, I am his son. And Mahaprabhu said, right. Anybody who inspires us to offer our love and devotion to Krishna in pure way, he is our father in spiritual way. Thank you. Sister, one Srila Prabhupada disciple, he says that Mahaprabhu given a very, very special instruction to this family of Vaidya. He said that, Mukunda, you are a household man and you are good in profession of your Vaidya. You earn material and spiritual wealth and remain a perfect householder with your pure devotion and honored service to Lord Sri Krishna. And Narahari, you are a matured man of trained in Krishna consciousness. You should dedicate your life for the preaching of Krishna consciousness. Come to Jagannath Puri and stay with me in preaching movement. And Raghunandan, you are a young boy. You should remain brahmachari in Pujari and serve Gopinath. Srila Prabhupada said that, that devotee said that Mahaprabhu gave the 3 special ashram to 3 members of the family according to their inclination and dedication to Krishna. So in this way, there are great pastimes of Narahari Sarkar have been described in various literatures of Gaudiya Vaishnava Siddhanta. And later on, after Mahaprabhu departed from this world, Narahari Sarkar shifted to Sikhanda. And he remained there with his great remembrance of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Time to time he sing the prayers, cry tears in separation from Mahaprabhu. And one of his eloquent disciples, who was his disciples? Raghunandan Sarkar was his disciple, his own nephew, from whom Gopinath took the laddu. And one such great disciple is Lochandas Thakur, such an eloquent personality who could describe the pastimes of Lord Chaitanya in the special book called Chaitanya Mangala. And he glorified his spiritual master in the beginning of the book, that by taking the dust of my spiritual master on my head, Narahari Sarkar, by whose blessings I could able to think of writing the pastimes of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu in very simple way. And one of his disciple one of his associate was the associate of Lord Nityananda. His name was Gadadhar Das. He was constantly associating with this great personality, Narahari Sarkar. And Gadadhar Das was worshipping the deity of Lord Gauranga installed by Narahari Sarkar. And on the special day like today, with his advanced age, while completely, constantly experiencing the separation from Lord Gauranga, Narahari Sarkar departed from this world. When he departed from this world, his dear disciple, Raghunandan Thakur, Raghunandan Sarkar, he wanted to celebrate the festival of separation, Biraha Utsav of Narahari Sarkar. Such a special festival. It could be hours together to describe the festival, the way he celebrated the festival. First thing, he went and approached the great devotee at that time was Srinivas Acharya. Srinivas Acharya, Shyamananda Pandit, Narottamadas Thakur, all 3 of them personally they time to time visit to Sikhandagram and took the blessings and teachings of Narahari Sarkar. Narahari Sarkar being a great Vaishnava, he was offering his fatherly love to all of them. And they were like their Siksha disciple. They were ready to do, they were ready to sacrifice their whole life for the pleasure of Narahari Sarkar. And when Srinivasacharya heard about it, he was ecstatic. And he called Jadunandan, who happened to be the disciple of Gadadhar Das. And he called, let's all together do it. And the way they did it, it's very, very special. They sent the invitation to all the great Mahantas at that time. And they specifically called the great personalities, the sons of Advaita Acharya, Sri Gopala, Krishna Mishra, the sons of Srivas Thakur, Sripati, Srinidhi, the son of Nityananda Prabhu, Virabhadra. They are the great Mahantas at that time. They all accepted those invitations. They were all coming. And all the devotees from all the Navadvip areas were coming to Sikhandagram. Raghunandan Sarkar arranged in a way the great hospitality that they were all welcomed very nicely at the outskirts of Sikhandagram. And they offered the sandalwood paste in their forehead, garlanded them, and offered their obeisances. And they were welcomed, and they were given to the respective residential places where they reside. And on the day of the celebration, Raghunandan Thakur welcomed all these great personalities, made them to sit on the dais and offer the obeisances to them and respect to them. They decorated the altar of Gauranga Mahaprabhu in such a way that everybody was fascinated. Their eyes were just unblinking eyes. They were seeing the altar. Such a beautiful decoration. It's not necessarily only the external, the love and devotion with that they decorated the Lord, and the paraphernalia of the Lord is unparalleled. Recently we had our celebration of last day of Kartik, Rasa Purnima. Our Mahaprabhu Chaitanya Prabhu, Vishnu Prasad Prabhu, all the Ayaz boys and our Vaishnav Forum devotees decorated so beautifully the altar. It was unparalleled. If after 500 years we could be able to try in little bit, and that they said that on that very day they planned, just one day before. If that is how we can do even now, what to think of that time with pure love and devotion if the devotees and the order carriers of Raghunandan Tharkar was doing. It was unimaginable. And then it was the time for Bhagavatam. And they asked the great reciter of Bhagavatam, Srinivasacharya to recite Bhagavatam. And who can tell the glories of Srinivasacharya, whose recitation made one hardcore king, Birambar, to completely transformed not only the king but the whole kingdom, and all the citizens become Vaishnava just by reciting here the recitation of Bhagavatam. That personality was going to recite Bhagavatam, and he felt completely embarrassed. He said that I am servant of you, Raghunandan. How can you tell me to do this? Then Raghunandan said, no, please, you do it. And then he, with his humble heart, he went to each of these great Mahantas, offered his prostrate obeisances just like a stick, and asked their permission. And each of them, they were jubilant. They said that you speak Bhagavatam, we'll be hearing Bhagavatam from you. And with all of their blessings, Srinivasacharya sat in the Bhasan and spoke Srimad Bhagavatam, eloquent Bhagavatam, hours together. Everybody from the whole area were just coming over there to hear Srimad Bhagavatam. Mesmerized by hearing Srimad Bhagavatam, they were simply drinking the nectar of Krishna consciousness in their eyes and ears while sitting over there for a long, long time. It was going in such a way that it was almost evening. And it was evening, it was time for Gaura Arati. And it was time for Kirtan. They all came. And what kind of Kirtan it was? The Kirtan was performed by Raghunandan personally, Raghunandan Thakur. And they all brought the paraphernalia first. They offered garlands, they offered sandalwood first, they offered arati to paraphernalia first. The mridanga, the kartals, all other beautiful things, paraphernalia. And then with the proper respect to all these paraphernalia, they started singing the holy name. The sweet singing of holy name were enchanted everybody. And it gone to such an extent, the great Mahantas at that time, those the personalities like the sons of Advaitacharya, sons of Srivas Thakur, the great son of Nityananda Prabhu, who happened to be the incarnation of Kshirodakasha Vishnu, they feel ecstatic. They couldn't resist themselves at the elderly age. They were dancing in the kirtan. Everybody was dancing, completely forgot who they are, where they are, what they are doing. That's what the whole kirtan is going on and going on, going on. At crescendo kirtan, with their feeling of separation from Lord Chaitanya. Lord Chaitanya with all his associates appeared there in front of their eyes. They were seeing Chaitanya Mahaprabhu in their face to face. In that way, the kirtan was going on, going on, going on, long night. And next day, Raghunandan Thakur asked his senior Vaishnavas, what should we do now? He said that we should offer a great feast to the Lord Gauranga Mahaprabhu, and then we partake Mahaprasadam. Raghunandan Thakur was ecstatic to ask his devotees, and personally, they were going and cooking and cooking and cooking and cooking, and Rajbhog was offered to Lord Gauranga. And after that, they were serving prasadam. Everybody took up to their neck prasadam. And everybody asking, Raghunandan, you please take. He said, no, all of you should take. It was going on at late evening. After everybody took prasadam, he was taking prasadam. At the end of the festival, the great Mahantas, they were offering garland to Raghunandan. Raghunandan feeling very much embarrassed. And in his embarrass, to get out of that embarrassment, he took the garland offered to Srinivas Acharya. And Srinivas felt the same feeling embarrassment. He said, I am a servant, Raghunandan Prabhu. How can you offer me garland? And he offered to other devotees, and they offered to other. Every single devotee was offering their love and devotion to other devotees. This is how the love and reciprocation of the devotees are going on and going on and going on. And so, at the end of the day, they were ready to depart from this place. Raghunandan, with his folded hand, all the rest of Shikhanda, they offer repeated obeisances to all the great Mahantas. They said, please stay for a couple of more days. We can't leave your association now. Please, don't leave us. And they were feeling so happy, so much releasing in their association. They said that, so be it. They stayed there for 3-4 more days. But the happy of celebration of this Viraha Utshava of Narahari Sarkar. In this way, they all celebrated this festival, and at the end of this festival, they all departed to their places, keeping the sentiment of love and devotion in their heart to respect each other for the pleasure of their masters. Raghunandan Thakur did this great festival at Sikhandagram only to please his spiritual master Narahari Thakur. The heart and soul of devotees is only to please the Lord and Master of their life. So on this auspicious day, let us pray at the lotus feet of Lord Shri Radha Madan Mohan, Srila Prabhupada, and the great acharyas like Narahari Sarkar, that we can make an aspiration in our life that to follow the footsteps of the great acharyas as their servant of the servant of the servant, to please the Vaishnavas as goal of our life. Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Granthra Bhagavat Mahapuran ki jai, Srila Narahari Sarkar ki jai, Sri Gauranga Mahaprabhu ki jai. Prabhuji, any correction or comments?